Bobby Black coming to you once again from the Cannabis Business Awards, which are raging on stage behind us. But right here I have two very distinguished gentlemen to introduce you to. To my right is Caddy from La Sosa, did I say that correctly?
Los Sueños Farms.
Los Sueños.
Los
My
Sueños
apologies,
Farms
yeah.
is the largest legal marijuana farm in the world today.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And to my left, a gentleman I've known for some years, one of the most prominent advocates for legalization in the country, I would say, co-author of Amendment 64 and co-owner of Club 64, the one and only Mr. Rob Corey. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Welcome back to Colorado. It's good to see you here. We have come such a long way in our state.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, I remember coming here for the first High Times Cannabis Cups that were done in Denver and watching that transformation from year to year, just how amazing it became. I mean, I know the event's attendance for the Cups went from like 5,000 or 10,000 to suddenly 50,000, and I watched the amount of people coming in, but also the amount of regulation and real effort that was put into crafting a system that works.
It is amazing, and this event right here that you're at right now, and you're at ground zero of Colorado's marijuana industry, and it is an industry, and it used to not be an industry. It used to be a couple people hanging out in Castleman's, Caddy's old bar, just chilling. You were there at ground zero.
Cannabis Business Awards at my old bar.
Right. See, I forgot to mention when I introduced this gentleman that he was the former owner of Castleman's, which is the happening bar to go to if you're a stoner in Denver. I mean, no question.
It was a few years ago, but originally it started out, I met a gentleman, an attorney, Rob Corey, in 2009, simply at a hotel bar having a cocktail, who was thinking about crafting Amendment 64. Obama had said he was going to sort of back down off medical marijuana, and this gentleman here simply asked if could I use your venue on a Monday night to sort of have a meeting, a public forum, a couple, put some chairs out, some tables on the stage, and we need to talk about what's about to happen. I said, sure, on a Monday night, maybe I'll sell some beers. 300 people showed up, wannabe dispensary owners and growers and edible people, city councilmen, attorneys, and it kind of all started right there.
Legit.
Goosebumps, because I mean, this is how liberty starts. The Declaration of Independence was written in bars. It literally was.
Yeah.
And this is where our movement began, and this has become, and now Caddy, as he deserves, runs the biggest farm in our state, and the world. Thank you.
How big is it exactly? How big? Can you give me a ballpark?
I can.
That's what she said. How big is it exactly?
Well, what I lack in fingers, God made up for in cock size, so I'm fine. I mean penis. Sorry about that, Peter. Anyway, so Los Sueños Farm, it's the largest legal recreational grow in the world. It's literally 36 acres of all natural sun-grown cannabis outdoor, as well as 55,000 square feet of greenhouse. We have a total plant count of 21,600 on our farm. We have 4 John Deere tractors.
Creating jobs, creating freedom, creating all kinds of opportunity. I mean, this is the vision that we wanted. And I mean, these awards, the fact that it began in your bar, it gives me goosebumps to be here.
You're creating good karma, because the product you're producing doesn't kill people, it doesn't rape the planet, it doesn't feed large corporations, at least not yet, but Amen. It probably will at some point.
We are on the right side of history here. We're on the right side of what is good. Genesis chapter 1 says the Lord God gave you seed-bearing plants. I mean, anybody who's...
Use the leaves as medicine. And generally what we tell people, and sometimes we get in trouble, especially in the South when we're speaking. I sit on the lobby committee in Florida, which we just passed with a record-breaking 71.3%. If you're against cannabis, you're against God, and he'll tell you why.
I mean, and these people, they're like, well, I'm not sure about that. Well, read Genesis. It's right there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the bigger issue is, this is a legitimate industry in our state. This is one of the top 4 or 5 industries in the state of Colorado. And Colorado has become one of the leading cannabis producers in the country. California is going to catch up. I mean, they're going to surpass us.
California's got the 8th largest economy in the world, and there's a lot of people chomping at the bit to get a hold of those
30
licenses.
million people in California. They should.
But
They have
you
all
know
the
what? It doesn't
ingredients.
have to. But it's not a. It's a friendly competition.
I hope they do. We want to help them as much as possible. Yes, we hope they do. We hope everybody surpasses Colorado. Our little tiny state of 4.5 million people is grown by 10,000 people a month. Why? Because we provide a product, right, that doesn't kill people, has no long-term effects, it's not damaging on your organs at all. And the children that come here, number one, how many, 10,000 people a month move here, right, Rob? There's a crane on every corner in Colorado.
Bobby Black have been fighting this for decades. I mean, you finally have found your way to California. California is poised to become the worldwide global leader in cannabis. You're right there. I'm already there. I went to Stanford Law School. I'm already practicing law out there. And, but Colorado, we did jump a little ahead of you with our statewide regulation. And, it was a good run, and we're still there. But I think California is going to be a major market, a major opportunity, a major place where people can access this beautiful plant and really enjoy it.
I think the most exciting prospect to me is having that wall come down between interstate commerce, and it will come down, and I believe it will come down soon, where Colorado and California will be able to share their genetics and share their products, and not have it be subject to weird laws about crossing state lines and breaking laws. There needs to be an interstate commerce bill for cannabis that goes through, that makes this, because that is what will really open up the country to when you can have rare dankness in Jersey and in this and then, you know what I mean? Like, it opens up the possibility for...
When the people lead, the leaders will follow. And Congress is going to do this, I predict, in the next 3 years. Congress is going to wipe out the barriers to interstate commerce and marijuana. Already we have over 25 states, so we've got a majority of states that have legalized either medical or recreational or both. Also, a majority of the United States population lives in states where cannabis is legal. So the tipping point has been passed. Congress is going to do the right thing, and it's going to be very good for Colorado. And it's
pretty similar to the electoral vote.
So let me ask you.
But we win with population.
You brought up the electoral vote. What do you think the cannabis legalizations and cannabis businesses prospects are in the Trump presidency? Do you see him getting more on board the side of, hey, it's making money, it's big business, I'm into it, or do you see it more of, or do you see Sessions being more, Attorney General saying, weed is for dumb people and for bad people, and we need to curb this,
As the attorney, the former. Okay, Donald Trump fundamentally is a businessman, and he's a pretty good businessman. Okay, cannabis is business, all right? Jeff Sessions, good, honorable man, works for Donald Trump, not the other way around. Donald Trump pledged on the campaign trail that he's going to respect state laws. He believes states should be the laboratories of democracy. Congressman Dana Rohrabacher said it better than anybody else, said it better than I could say it. He said Jeff Sessions is an honorable man. Jeff Sessions is going to follow his president's campaign trail promises. He said this. And I don't think Jeff Sessions is going to depart from Donald Trump's campaign trail promises. I think he's a man of his word. And we are pretty confident in our state that this is going to continue, that Donald Trump is not going to do radical, stupid things and decimate an industry that employs literally tens of thousands of people in our little state. And it's only...
Donald Trump is a stupid speaker, but he's not a stupid man. And if Sessions decides he wants to go that route, I guarantee that Donald Trump wants to build between here and Mexico will be nothing compared to the walls we built around Colorado, California, and every other populous state.
Well,
that
why
has
pick
voted
somebody
yes.
who's so anti-weed then, if you're not expecting him to take that road?
He's not educated about marijuana properly. We as an industry, we need to go to Washington, Rob. We need to go to Washington. You know, the 10 to 15 of us in Colorado, we need to get the people from California, all the industry leaders, and we need to go educate these people, like truly educate them. And once we educate them, they will open their eyes to the propaganda that they have swallowed all these years that the United States has given us. More so, we swallow more propaganda in this country than Russia and China put together.
Yeah, it's sad. The fake news and all that stuff is sad, and the stuff that comes out of people's mouths is crazy these days. But I'm a little scared with Donald Trump in office. I got to be honest with you. But I'm gonna hope for sanity.
One last thing about Donald Trump: if he could attend a meeting like this, I mean, 90% of the people here are dressed in dark suits. You know, I mean, this has become a legitimate industry. You've been there way before that. I know you have. I have. You know, I was the only guy wearing a suit 15 years ago, and now here we are. I mean, we're
That's why you and I got along, because you said, "Hey, this guy wears
exactly."
a suit."
But and not that wearing a suit means anything,
Yeah.
but it's an indicator, you know.
It is.
And I mean, this is a legitimate industry in our state, and alcohol prohibition was an utter failure. Everyone knows that. Donald Trump knows that as a businessman. I mean, I think we're fine under a Trump presidency, maybe even better, because look at George W. Bush presidency versus Barack Obama presidency, and Barack Obama is an unabashed marijuana smoker himself, like many times.
The Choom Gang.
Yeah, exactly. He writes about it. He didn't just try it, and he didn't not inhale. I mean, this guy like knows marijuana, but yet there were tons of federal raids under Democrat Barack Obama, and no federal raids in Colorado under George W. Bush. So you can't assume that just because he's a Republican, he's going to do bad things. I think we're going to be okay under Donald Trump. I really do.
Follow the money. Donald Trump will follow the money. The money's good. It exists.
Yeah.
I'm confident it's going to be successful.
Colorado is open for business, basically.
Well, Mr. President-elect, if you are watching this, I hope you can at least see the sense in that argument. Put the tie-dye out of your mind for a moment and come see what cannabis looks like today.
We extend,
Lifelong registered Republican.
ditto. We extend the invitation to Donald Trump, all his appointees. Come educate yourself. Please educate yourself. Make a decision after that. That's all we ask. A fair decision while you're educated.
We've got terrific people. We've got terrific people.
Well said.
All right.
Let's make America great again.
Let's make America bake again.